Hey guys, it is Saturday, February 8th. Bitcoin's been selling off. We're at around 96,000. It doesn't matter though. And this episode is going to be called We Don't Need a Bitcoin Standard. We Need Bitcoin. So, what do I mean by that? Well, I'll tell you in a second because first of all, I want you to go and sign up to my YouTube account. I need more YouTube followers. And then you can also, follow me on Twitter if you don't already. That help me out on Doc Kruger on X. So what do I mean by this? Well, there's a really great video that was circulating today about a comedian, Dave Smith, talking about, really why almost all the big problems in the world today are due to money printing. Dave's argument is that we wouldn't have wars if people would actually have to pay for these wars. We wouldn't have had the COVID lockdowns if people actually had to pay for the COVID lockdowns. We wouldn't have all these things with USAID if people actually had to pay for these things. But the reality is when you can just print money to solve your problems, it's very invisible. People don't feel the pain, and they don't have to. They don't have to agree to it, and governments can get away with it. And that's really been the case for the last, 100 years, right? Really since 1971 in particular, but even before that, right? And Dave makes this point that the gold standard, when you get it to a gold standard, well, you can always get off the gold standard, right? So you can say, well, right now we have a war to fight. We have World War II. So we're gonna stop this gold standard that we have, or World War I, and we're gonna stop the gold standard. We're just gonna print money because we have to fight it. We have to win the war, right? So we're gonna just continue fighting the war everybody's gonna have to accept this paper money. And that's really been going on really since the Civil War, right? So in the Civil War, that's really when they started this concept of greenbacks, and they sort of said, well, we got this new money. It's the US dollar. It's not backed by anything. We're not redeeming it for gold, but you guys have to accept it. And maybe it'll be redeemable in the future. And actually, 5 years after the Civil War, they did start redeeming it again. They said, no, we're kind of going back to a gold standard. So my worry is that, people are going to they're going to sort of slowly transition to, we have a Bitcoin standard, right? And, the government holds X amount of Bitcoin and the dollar is redeemable for Bitcoin at such and such a rate until it's not, right? Until we say, yeah, we actually are fighting a war with China now and we can't redeem those dollars for Bitcoin anymore. So, at the end of the day, Bitcoin solves this directly. You don't need a second currency that's backed by Bitcoin. We just use Bitcoin. And that's really the power of Bitcoin. That's what separates it from gold. Because gold can't really be used very, very efficiently to back anything. It takes literally a month right now to get your gold out of the Bank of England. So it's not efficient to move gold in and out of these vaults. It doesn't work. But to move Bitcoin, it's 10 minutes. So, that's the major difference between gold and Bitcoin. And that's why I think the word standard is kind of dangerous. Whenever you say, I'm going on a standard, well, that means you can go off the standard. But if you actually hold Bitcoin, either you hold the coins or you don't. You can verify that you hold the coins or you don't. And I think that's why Bitcoin is going to ultimately be worth many, many multiples of what gold's worth. And so we really have X kind of time in front of us if we look at this thing over a 10 or 20 year range. So that's my video for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Follow me on YouTube and we'll catch you online.